Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I'ma get it.
Welcome to the 80s Babies conversation, or what may I say, welcome back. You know, this your boy Bubba. I want to give a special shout out to the boy Prince Ken for the song. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody had a great Father's Day weekend and a great Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully everybody had a great one. And sis, what it do? What's up?
What's up? It's your girl Raven Cherie checking in, the hostess with the mostest.
Okay.
Blessed to be here after a great weekend. Bro, tell us about your weekend.
Man, I had an awesome weekend, sis. You know, had an awesome weekend. We went to Pensacola, had some beach things going on with the family. You know, we had a great time. You know, the beach was fun. We had great food. It was a great vibe. You know, it was hot, but you know, we stayed cool down there. And like I say, we had a wonderful time. I can't wait to do it again, sis. What about you?
Yeah, I'm so with doing it again. We went to the Pensacola Beach area. It was beautiful. The vibe was great. The beach was clean.
Yep.
Didn't have to worry about a lot of college students. It was very family oriented, and there were a lot of things to do while we were down there.
You know, and it felt safe. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, a lot of people had their families, their kids out there, and it was a lot of, you know, even though the beach was packed, it was a lot of social distancing going on too. You know, everybody, you know, they was with their parties, and everybody kind of stayed with their parties, but everybody was kind of spaced out, you know, with their tents and their music, you know. So it was crowded, but everybody, you know, it was enough beach for everybody and not to be crammed up on each other. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great time, sis. Like I said, I can't wait to do it again.
Yes, can't wait to do it again. And if you are in the Beehive, you know that last night Beyonce released a single. The single is titled "Break My Soul,"
Mhm.
and Drake also released an album not too long ago called "Honestly Nevermind."
Never mind.
And they have been getting some negative feedback about that album. People are saying that it's too techno or too dance-ish. What do you think?
Honestly, you know, with me being from the South, of course, I love that Southern, you know, bass, you know, in the music and stuff. But honestly, I'm feeling the Drake album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really feeling it now. It's a couple of songs, you know, like on any other album that I'm not fond of, but overall the album is pretty solid to me. You know what I'm saying? He has a couple of bangers on you know, and that's Drake, so you know he gonna come with some fire every time anyway. But you know, of course, the album ain't gonna be to everybody's liking anyway. But you know, like I said, I'm feeling the album, and you know, I haven't heard Beyonce's single yet, but I'm gonna go listen to it and see what I think. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do you
Now
think about it?
I listened to Drake's album and I liked it. It was kind of fun to me. But Beyonce, you know, I listened to Break My Soul today at least 4 times because I found it to be empowering. I found it to be uplifting. It's definitely a chick song that motivates us. It gave me the energy after my 4-day weekend to start the week. So I think this album is going to give us grown woman Beyonce.
Yeah, I feel like it is too. You know, like I said, I haven't heard it, but you know, I'm expecting it to be a grown woman Beyonce. You know, since she's grown up a lot, and you know, like she's
I
changed.
think
You know,
I think I heard someone she's about to be 43.
yeah,
If somebody wants to fact check us, I think she's about to be 43. Jazz said the album is okay.
you know, like I say, you know, everybody gonna have their their opinions about it. You know, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I was just riding to the whole album today. I think I've listened to it like twice. You know, it's a pretty solid album. It has 14 tracks on it. Like I say, it has a couple of star hits on it, you know, star songs on it. And, you know, according to Apple Music, you know, it has a few star songs on there. So, like I say, it's a pretty solid album to me. Didn't too much care for the intro, but you know, it was a nice album.
So, and I think it definitely gives us some things to look forward to, some music to listen to for the weekend with this new house music genre that they are exploring and putting us on to for the culture.
Right, right. And speaking of the culture, you know, the BET Awards is coming up. And it's gonna be Sunday, June 26th at 8 p.m. So you guys make sure y'all tune in for that. Hopefully it's gonna be a fantastic show, you know.
Yes. I'm excited about it because Taraji is hosting, and
Right.
we have been rocking with Taraji since Baby Boy at this point. So
Right.
I know she's gonna do a fantastic job, but I'm excited because Diddy is gonna receive the Lifetime Achievement Award this year. So I think that is going to be huge. Like, I was a Bad Boy fan. I'm still a Bad Boy fan. I'm a Diddy fan. You know, from the Notorious Big, when Diddy had the collaborations with Mace, when Lil Kim had the different color wigs and Crush on You, all the way to making the band until now. Like,
Right.
I'm a Bad Boy fan, so I'm here to see what they're gonna bless the stage with on Sunday night.
Right, right. Like I say, y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. And I'm wondering if he's gonna bring his little boo thing with him. You know, you think they're gonna be at the show together at the BET Awards together?
Listen, Diddy and Carisha have been all the buzz, so I'm waiting to see if they're gonna make that grand entrance together.
Oh,
you know
the camera's gonna be searching in there.
yeah, the cameras are gonna be searching after she gave him the rundown on that couch.
Okay.
I am so interested into seeing what they are on the red carpet and at the award show.
Right.
And are they gonna drop something new?
Right.
So I'm here for all of that. I think that's going to be huge, and just also seeing what surprises they have lined up as far as performance wise
Right.
for the BET Awards. Something that does disappoint me though, since BET is for the culture and it's what helped put our music like mainstream, I just hope the artists support the awards and
Yeah.
show up to get their awards.
Right. I feel like, like I say, I feel like it's gonna be a great show. Something spectacular always happens during the BET Awards, so it's gonna be a great show. Hopefully, nobody slapped nobody on this award show. I feel like nothing like that is gonna happen, but
I think it'll be safe. I think that
right.
that we're not gonna have those problems.
Right. Hopefully, we thought we wouldn't have them at the Oscars, but we see how that turned out.
I think this is gonna be our night to show them that we know how to act.
Right.
All right, and have a good time.
This show should be the redemption. You know what I'm saying? So
most definitely. So another thing this weekend, when we took the girls to the beach, but after the beach, they still wanted to be in the water.
Right.
And so we get back to our hotel and I let them go to the pool. I let them play in the pool, but I'm like, don't go past the 3 feet and don't go past the 4 feet.
Right.
And they kind of follow my directions, but when they started mixing and dang, I'm like, hey, don't do that because you can't swim.
Right.
And over the weekend, we had news of here in our area, we had news of a grandmother and a granddaughter passing away due to a drowning. But also on the news, our mother, Dory Scott, is gone viral on Facebook because her son drowned at his second swimming lesson. Yeah. And it's a very sad and unfortunate event.
That's tragic, man. I can only imagine what that family is going through right now. Like that's got to be heartbreaking. I know it's heartbreaking. I hope no one have to, experience something like that, man. Like especially when it's your first or second lesson. Like that's very tragic.
Yes, very tragic. But when we're looking into it, his lessons were at looks like a neighbor's house. It was at a residential address. Right. And this is in Waynesboro, Georgia. And they're saying that his death is totally accidental and that right now it's accidental. It doesn't look like there was any foul play.
And we don't know all the details. I don't know all the details, but I'm just gonna give the parents out there that's considering giving their kids or letting their kids take up swimming lessons. I'm just gonna try to give y'all a little advice, coming from me, my personal advice. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna consider giving your kids or letting them take swimming lessons, please be aware of the risks. Please be aware of the risk, because even with trained professionals, accidents can happen. So be aware of the risk that your child can drown. But if you're gonna consider doing it, please take these kids to a spot that have professionals, or in a professional facility, or stay there doing the lesson. I feel like even if the facility don't allow, open lessons, like don't let your kid go, because I want to have my eyes on my kid at all times, especially around water. Like you say, we had the kids now at the beach on this weekend, and I really don't play with the ocean water, even though I can swim somewhat. Swimming in that ocean is different, from a pool. So I put my feet in the water, and I was watching my niece and my daughter. I was watching them because waves coming in, and I'm like, hey, don't go too far. I'm on edge. It kind of gave me anxiety, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so scared that those waves coming in can pull you back out, because that water is strong now. Don't get me wrong, but like I said,
Raylene lost a toy, and a guy ran out and got it for her and brought it back to her.
Right. Even as a kid, I never been like too fond of water. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful. If you're gonna have your kids in swimming lessons, y'all, just please make sure that the people that's giving these kids these lessons are trained professionals at a facility where they can deal with, what I'm saying, they got all of the equipment that the child may need to learn how to swim. So like I say, I don't know the details of what happened, but we just got to be aware and be more careful of things like that. So
yes, and this is the mother's Facebook post. Her name was Dory Scott, and this is Israel Scott, a handsome little fella. A life gone too soon. So
Right.
like
He never even got to experience life yet. You know, he was a baby.
He was a baby. So, and with that being said, like when I came back, not even knowing about this story, but when I got back on Sunday, I called Raylan's grandmother and I was like, "Hey, do you have a membership to the Y?" And she was like, "Yeah," but I was like, "Can you put Raylan and Ziggy on it so that you can take them to swimming lessons this summer?"
Right.
Because when Raylan's tour got washed away and I had them like at the edge of the ocean, the waves come in, they slide down a little bit.
Right.
It gave me anxiety. I want them to learn how to swim.
Right.
So,
right. Especially if you're gonna have your kids around water, like I see it all the time at apartment complexes. You know, people let their kids run around the pools knowing that they don't know how to swim or they're not good swimmers. You know, I just feel like a lot of parents just be not speaking on the situation with the kid in Waynesboro, but I'm just speaking in general. Like a lot of parents don't take the proper precautions when their kids are around water. You know, they just don't be attentive enough to these kids. So, you know, like I said, you know, waves were coming in, and every time they came in, you know, I'm like, hey, hold on now, back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was scary, you know, even for me. You know, with me being a grown man, like, you know, it's still scary because I'm not a strong swimmer. You know, I can handle my own if I get in a situation, but I'm just not a strong swimmer where I can just swim like Flipper. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch these kids around this water, man, and you got to consider the risk that you're taking, putting your kids in swimming lessons or any other kind of high risk activity. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of things like that, parents, if you considering swimming lessons.
Yes. So another thing, while we were at the beach this weekend, we saw a lot of different body types with men and women, and they were not ashamed to let it all hang out.
Not at all.
You know, so even me, like this weekend, I wore my 2-piece swimsuit. It was a crop top and boy shorts, and I was trying to be conservative. But our toss-up question for the night is: do you prefer slim or thick?
Well, me personally, sis, with me being a kind of slim guy, I prefer thick, you know, because the saying goes, you know, you rub two sticks together, you're gonna make a fire. So we don't want to start no fires in there, you know what I'm saying? And plus, you know, I mean, a thick woman, you know, she come with perks, you know, shade in the summer and warmth in the winter. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like snuggling up to that thick thing and not rubbing on no bones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like snuggling up to her and just embracing her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And let's see if some people weigh in the chat about what they prefer. And actually with me, I like tall, slim guys. Like not too like scrawny slim, but kind of like buff slim.
Right. Kind of like your brother.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I'm all for the tall, slim guys, but then I'm not opposed to a thick, husky male, like athletic, wide receiver, linebacker. Like I'm not opposed to that. So I've never like dated a teddy bear, but I'm not opposed to dating a teddy bear either. But I just like I like to look up at my mate. I feel a little secure when I just see a little shadow over me.
Right, and that's typically how it goes, man. You know, thicker women kind of prefer taller, slim guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen that over the years of, you know, just observing things like that. You know, women of a thicker size like slimmer guys. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's very rare that you'll see a real thick woman with a teddy bear. You know, type of guy, like you say, it's a teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's not that often. Now you do have some women that love, like you say, love those big guys, and you know what I'm saying. Not taking that from guys, you know what I'm saying. But slim guys, we still winning. You know what I'm saying? We still win.
All right, Aretha said, I'm attracted to the slender build, but I'm not opposed to the other body types either, Ray. Yeah, and I think everybody does have a preference, but you know, I think it's human nature just to be attracted to people. Right. But I'm definitely not into the body shaming. Like slim girl, thick girl, slim man, big man. if you wear it well, you make it look good. Like we're adults, so
It's
old
how
enough.
it's all about how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be a big woman and carry yourself nicely and look good with it, because it ain't really a size thing. Because I've seen slim women that carry themselves like trash. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not like what size you are. It's just about how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, y'all. It ain't the size.
I totally agree. It's not the size. It's how you carry it. Because slim, tall, kind of buff, that's attractive to me. But if he's a teddy bear, he's attractive, he smells good, that could be attractive to me too, because it's the appearance is just that first glance.
Right.
But what is he talking like?
Right.
What kind of conversation can he hold?
Right.
That kind of thing, because the appearance just gets you out of the gate.
Right.
But
that's the only thing. Like I said a lot of times, that's the only thing you can go off of first is appearance. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the person. You know what I'm saying? So like you say, once you start interacting with this person, get to know them. You know what I'm saying? It really don't matter if they make you happy and you happy with them, and you know what I'm saying, they got confidence in themselves. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. Now, for the first time, all right.
Relationship still, sure.
Okay, we're gonna get into that Texas hockey cards. We're definitely talking about that tonight. That's in our title, so we most definitely gonna get into that.
Right.
Tonight. But right now, we're trying to see, what do people prefer, slim or plus size? All right. Gloria said it's all about how you carry yourself, and I agree with that. It's all about how you carry yourself.
Like, and I've seen in the comments now, a lot of women have been choosing the slim build. So we winning right now, slim guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, where y'all teddy bear lovers at? I want to see y'all chime in. Where y'all teddy bear lovers at? Because we winning right now. We up right now, 10-0.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's something attractive about a man who can pick you up, like he can bench press you.
Slim man can pick you up too. We just got to get in the gym. We got to get in the gym, do a little squats, and you know what I'm saying? We got to get right before we can do all that now, but we get with a little work, and a little work on your end to get to a side where we can pick you up, and
But you just said you like thick women, so why does she have to alter her size if she was already thick when you met her?
Well, she need to know her man limitation, because just physics. If she look at me and I'm a slim guy and she knows she thicker than me and she bigger than, she automatically know me lifting her up. It's kind of already out of the question. Now, if I attempt to and I be successful, then we in the ball game. But don't ask me to do that if you already know I'm gonna struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? So don't put me in that kind of position to have to say, hey, this ain't gonna work here now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say you're too big there, because feelings gonna get hurt. She gonna think I'm calling her fat, or you know what I'm saying? Just don't put me in that position. Just know, if I'm struggling with the groceries in the trunk, don't ask me to let gym and work out a little bit.
Okay, if you struggling, put the groceries in the trunk. Don't ask you to lift her up. And our friend said confidence is the key. That's the most important part after the first few minutes.
Right.
And I totally agree with that. Confidence is the key. Auntie said don't drop her. And So
don't drop me. I know that, right, Auntie? Hey, you better know your man limitations, because you get the right one like me, and I'm gonna get the struggling, them knees get shaking. You better jump down, get off me, get up off me now.
Exactly. I think it's all in the preference. Just don't body shame anybody.
Right.
That's the most important thing. All right, so we got mail for the first time, and
right.
We need y'all
first piece of mail come through.
First piece of mail coming through. We want to share that with y'all, and we also need y'all to scan these QR codes. Scan these QR codes. We updated our QR codes. Scan them and send us some info. And also, we put a link in the chat that if you want to join in on the conversation tonight, you can do that.
You can do that. Because we need y'all interactions, y'all. Like, we definitely need y'all.
Talk to us in the chat. Join in with us in the chat.
Right.
Most definitely. So we're going to go ahead and put this letter up here.
Meal time.
Most definitely meal time. All right. It says, Dear Raven and Bubba, I always talk about relationships and love advice with my coworker. I'm in my 30s and he is in his late 50s. He is a very attractive man. However, I look at him as an uncle or father figure. When I need it, he provides a lot of wisdom. We have been colleagues for about 3 years now. After confiding with him about an issue I was having in my relationship, he slid in a comment about him and his wife having an open relationship. He has asked me out for drinks 4 times and invited me to his home twice. What do I do?
Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You need to go ahead and get on up out of there, cause that old man, he trying to live his best life again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he in his 50s, you're in your 30s, you know, automatically, you know, what kind of, and plus he's married. You know what I'm saying? So especially if you're not into that poly life, then of course you need to go ahead and exit because he already done tried you with it. You know what I'm saying? He already done tried you with the flick. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get double trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. And keep looking at him as an uncle and father figure because that's exactly what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a father figure and he shouldn't be out here trying to do no poly life because that might take him out with him being in his late 50s, you know what I'm saying? Not throwing no shame on the older guys, but you know, come on, man. At some age, you just gotta sit down somewhere. Like the old people say, you gotta sit down somewhere.
I feel like the conversations need to stop because at this point, we got somebody that want to come into the room.
Who that?
What it do?
What it do, Ray and Bubba?
What's happening?
Hey, go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Hello, good peoples. I'm Laverne Robinson, better known as Sexy Chocolate. And I work with the Russell County School District.
Okay.
And I'm just here to chat in with you guys and play along with you tonight.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Bubba.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right, we just dropped that link in the chat for people who were interested in joining. Laverne, we are so glad to have you tonight, Foxy Roxy.
Glad to be here, baby.
Okay.
You might get a husband after the night, baby. How you came on here looking?
Girl, you better be careful how you say that because you don't know which one of the husbands listening already.
Okay. I hear you now.
So, Roxy, this person wrote us an anonymous letter saying that they had been confiding in a coworker about their relationships and asking for love advice, but it seems like the coworker is coming on to them now. How do you handle a situation like that?
Well, you know, you got to be careful who you always ask for advice because, you know, some women, not just only women, but some men already has eyes for that person. And if you got eyes for that person and then you try to get that person to help you out with somebody else, then they feel like it might be an easier chance for them to come on to you. That's how a lot of relationships get into a jump start. As I can say, a situation where things get started because people that are engaged in loving someone or liking someone, and then that other person might have feeling for that person, you know, they're going to do all they can to try to get into foreplay first before, you know, they put that other person in that position.
Right. And I feel like he using, you know, their relationship with them being colleagues or whatnot. I feel like he using that relationship to kind of, you know, to his advantage to kind of slide in and make a move like what he did, you know, because he felt
Absolutely.
and plus
Absolutely.
if he giving advice or she's asking him for advice, he already know what she got going on, so he's gonna try to counter that, and that's what's gonna make that what made him feel comfortable about sliding in like that, because he know that she's vulnerable because she's been getting, you know, advice from him, or she's been talking to him about her business. So like I say, with him being an older guy, him being married, that was his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He got a foot in the door. He got that courage up to ask her, and he had to put it in the air. So I feel like he using that relationship to kind of slide, you know, to slide up under her.
Absolutely, Bubba. I totally.
Jazz said it sounds like he wants his cake and eat it too, like most married men. And Ashley said, yes, some men are just looking for your vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
And I think like now it's time to cut that friendship off because he has crossed the line. He's made his intentions known. He has crossed the line. You can't take your relationship advice to him anymore.
But then now on another level, you know, some may have shown him a sign. You know, we don't know how that conversation led up to him asking her that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all those details, but some led up to make him get that courage. It probably was something she said, and he probably took it the wrong way, but it was something that she probably said or mentioned to him, and he felt comfortable enough, and just like I say, he tried to shoot his shot. You know what I'm saying?
And back again on that, Bubble, you know, he probably wanted her anyway. He probably was just using that as an excuse for her to get back to the co-worker. But all the time, he probably had his eyes on that lady anyway. So, you never can tell because there's a pullout in both ends, because he could have been attracted to the one that he gave the message to give to the messenger. So it just, you know, he was probably trying to play the field. He already knew he was married there, you know. As that song could say, he wanted a woman to hold him down, one to pick him up. It's a true saying. He was trying to have 3 women on the side.
And then ain't no telling. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but ain't no telling how old his wife is too. Now, you know what I'm saying? We got to take that into consideration. He probably wanted to add a little spice to him and his wife relationship, you know, by adding a little 30-year-old, knowing that she's vulnerable once again.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was, like I say, he was using all those things to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least trying to anyway. You know, but
because nowadays a man have all kind of games too, Raven. You know, there are a total amount of women compared to the total amount of men out here. Men figure that they have the advantage to go get more than one woman now. And so he figured if he could have had all 3 of those women, he would have been on top of the money. But he knows that sometimes, okay, I can get this woman, I can get that woman, and I can still have the woman on the side. So it weighs out in both corners where, you know, he could have been trying to play the field on each end.
And see, that's and again, man, you know, with me being a male, and I have a lot of female friends, you know what I'm saying? So with me being a male, I feel like if you into that kind of life, man, like don't wait till a woman is vulnerable for you to slide in like that. You know, it's plenty of women that's into that type of stuff. You know, you just gotta look in the right spots. But I feel like that's kind of taking advantage of a person when you kind of trying to slide in at the wrong time in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, you know, they're vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be a different thing if she didn't have those issues. You know, she wasn't asking for no advice and they bumped into each other and that came about. You know, it'll be different. But like I say, you know, people have different objectives. So he, like you said, you know, he probably had eyes on her the whole time.
Yep.
And just waited for a moment to jump at her. You know what I'm saying? So
I think, you know, he felt the opportunity was right, and she put herself out there like that because she told him too much.
Yeah.
But now it's time to fall back.
And I said that on a previous episode. You know, women, you know, stop telling your business to these people, even women. You know, stop telling your business period to people and try to learn to deal with things on your own, because when you give people that power of knowing what you got going on or knowing, you know, what's I guess the situation you got in life, they'll take that to their advantage and use it against you. You know what I'm saying? And You just got to stop telling your business to everybody and quit looking for somebody to tell you or looking for somebody to agree with you with problems. Because I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot of the problem. You know, these women tell their problem, and then this man is on the other end telling them, well, yeah, you're right, you ought to leave them, or you ought to, you know, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? They tell them everything they want to hear, and then they get sucked right. They get put in that position to where a man gonna feel comfortable asking, well, hey, you know, you want to come to my house and have drinks, and you know, it's an easy way to slide in.
I agree with you 100% there, Bubba. You got to learn how to keep that mouth closed.
That's right. That's right.
And if you're on, we should have at least 15 likes tonight, and hit that subscribe button. Also share this link with a friend. Auntie said you cannot talk to everyone about your problem.
Oh, male or female, even same sex. You know what I'm saying? Same sex. You can't, like, it's a lot of things that I don't tell friends and family just because I don't want to be put in a position of where I feel like, you know, they gonna use that against me and knowing what I got going on. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta keep that mouth closed, man, and just learn to deal with stuff. And if you're gonna take advice, take your own advice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if it don't work out, you know, you made that decision and you took your own advice. And if it don't work out, you know what I'm saying, you can't blame nobody. You just gotta live with that and move on. It's easier to move on when you make a decision for yourself. You see what I'm saying?
We lost Roxy. Hopefully she comes back. So this guides us right into our next topic, which is, why do relationships fail?
Man, for one, I'm gonna say this: a lot of relationships fail because they're too demanding at some point, or sometimes they're too demanding. You know, I just made a post on my Snapchat probably like last week. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying that, you know, we got to stop holding people, you know what I'm saying, to a certain standard. I mean, have standards, but I ain't saying don't have standards, but what I'm saying is don't be mad when people don't live up to those standards that you held them at. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta let it roll off, you know what I'm saying? If you can't deal with it, then you gotta make a decision, you know what I'm saying? But don't hold people to something and be mad at them about it and just hold that against them, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of relationships fail because they're too demanding. A lot of people ain't with the demands of being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
We got a little feedback coming in. Let's make sure we're not double playing. All right, Ashley said, some are built on bonds and some people outgrow one another.
I feel that outgrowing each other too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely are outgrown person, especially. I mean, I guess it depends on the situation or the relationship y'all got going on. You know, like if that person ain't progressing in life, then you are, and they feel like they're at a standstill, I feel like that's a form of outgrowing a person. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're progressing in the person that you're with, they're not doing nothing or not moving forward or leveling up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a form of outgrowing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that is a thing too.
And once you outgrow each other, Bubba, that's a serious situation to look out for, because you already know something about to occur, something about to take place.
Yeah. You know, when you're in a situation where you've outgrown a person, you know, you just got to be real with that person and yourself, and just keep it 100 and just tell that person. Don't try to drag it on and hope things gonna get better, because we have a tendency of doing that, trying to drag relationships out and trying to hope for things to get better, man. When you get those first red flags and stuff, man, just go ahead and follow your intuition and get on up out of them, man. And just, you know, just save yourself the trouble. Don't try to drag it on. Just, you know, let them know, like, hey, we ain't working, you know what I'm saying? And now, unless that person make a drastic change and you really care for that person, you know, of course, give them a chance. But if you gave a chance or two, man, don't try to drag it on. Just go ahead and come on up out of it. Save yourself a lot of trouble.
It take a real good woman, Bubba, to change a no good man, and vice versa. It take a real good man to change a no good woman. But sometimes you can't change nothing but a baby doll and a flat tire, because you get those men out there, and you know, you say, oh, I want that. You see the things that you already don't like about that person, but you want it so bad to think you can go in there and say, okay, let me get this man because I'm going to change him. I'm going to take him home and change him. But sometimes, like I say, I don't care what type of woman you might be, real good woman, but you cannot change that man. Baby diapers and flat tires is the main thing that we need to focus on changing, because if a man's heart is not set where your heart want to go, then you're not going anywhere with that situation. Nowhere. He gonna show you signs all across the land. Because, for example, I'm a widow and I love to go. I'm a very excited person. I'm an outgoing person. I'm a very talkative person. But if I run into a man that don't like to go anywhere, he just like to sit on the couch and just want to do what he do, stroll on his cell phone and do that, and I know I'm not used to that, I can't say, well, I'm going to change that man and make that man go with me and make that man do this with me, because I already know that's where arguments and confusion go come in at. And I'm not a type of person that love to argue.
And I see a lot of people saying communication.
I love romance, and I love romance. I figure when my romance come, that finance gonna come, and we gonna build things, and we gonna get ready to get out and do things together. But I don't want a couch potato when I'm an outgoing person myself. I just got to have that matchmaking where you like to do the things that I like to do. You like to come in and make me smile, where I can come in and make you smile. We got to have that connection and that bond where we can build that thing together and make that thing last forever.
You better know what to say.
So then I think that a root of that problem could be there's no friendship. People jump into the relationship too fast, where they're not friends, so they don't know what they have in common with the other person.
I don't feel like it's too fast. I don't necessarily agree with it being too fast. I just feel like the expectations come too fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the expectations that come too fast. And as soon as you get in a relationship, you know, some people just think, oh, well, we gotta do this and we gotta do that. You know, you can't just. It's not a game, man. It's not, you know, it's not no rules to this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play it how it coming to you and how you will handle it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. It's not no manual written to this. You know, it ain't no instruction guide when it comes to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta just let it come about. You know what I'm saying? So when a lot of people get into a relationship, they have these expectations and it goes south real quick. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people saying something about communication. Like, that's one of the main things, you know what I'm saying, that destroys relationships in them, because people don't even, you can know a person for 20 years and be dating for 20 years and still not know how to communicate with that person. You know what I'm saying? So communication definitely is a big factor in why relationships end.
I agree with you there, Bubba. 100%.
I saw somebody say trust issues.
You saw somebody say what?
Trust issues.
Oh, definitely trust issues. You know, but that comes with communication. Bad communication don't lead to trust issues. You know what I'm saying? That's like a domino effect. When you got bad communication, then it's gonna lead to trust issues. You know, it might be something simple as you going somewhere and y'all ain't got no communication. You just leaving the house. First thing he or she may think is, oh, you going out to do something. You ain't tell me where you was going. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? So there go the trust issues. Like, you always leaving out the house and never stay there and never tell where you going. Where you be going? And there it is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they say, but once you reach a certain stage in life, the expectations have to be straightforward. Exactly.
And then, Bubba, to elaborate on that trust issue, once you lose that trust issue, there's a lot of jealousy come in on it. Once a lot of jealousy come in on it, then you're going to start lying and having, you know, that trust is just not going to be where it needs to be. If you got a communication, as we said, if you got that communication, you got that trust, and, you know, you can be able to allow that man to go to the store and say, oh, okay, go ahead. You don't have to jump in the car every time the car moves with that man, because one thing about it, you got to learn how to build each other. You got to really know each other. And if you don't know each other, then that's going to be a hard task too, because when jealousy kicks in, that's when all kinds of stuff start occurring.
But
Nobody
ain't
wants to trust anybody. Everybody thinks somebody is lying. Once you start jealousy, there's a lot of nagging. When you got a lot of nagging, now a lot of nagging gets on my nerve. I can't stand a lot of nagging. But when you got a lot of nagging, that gonna mean that man or that woman gonna turn around and go back and do what they want to do anyway. Because once you nag them so long, they're gonna feel like you're jealous. You ain't got no trust. Then you gonna really run that man away, or you gonna run that woman away. Because it gonna get to the point where that man gonna want to get off from work. Oh man, I hate to go home. I'm going to the corner store and
right.
yeah. I'm not even going home right now because I'm not going to that nagging woman. Or vice versa with the nagging man. You cannot nag your mate. You got to learn how to laugh and be happy with one another. And it makes that relationship go on and on and on. You probably say, well, I ain't got nothing to talk to him about every day. Oh, yeah, you'll find something to talk about every day. Maybe it's not for all women because I am a talker, but I can find something to talk to my man about every day. And once I find something to talk about, calm him down and let him know that he still want it, then, you know, everything else is going to fall in place.
Right.
What about control issues? Can that cause a relationship to fail?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Like that's definitely gonna cause a relationship to fail. You know, you got control issues. You know, and control issues come in all kind of forms. You know what I'm saying? It could be controlling what a person wears, controlling where they go, controlling who they hang out with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's definitely gonna make that go down the drain. That relationship go down the drain. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of worse. Being controlling is kind of worse than it's probably like the number one thing. You know, that'll make it fail too. Besides communication and stuff. You know, being controlling. You know, a person gonna get tired of you real quick. No grown person wants to be controlling. None that I know of. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of thing there is gonna doom a relationship. Soon as because it's probably not gonna go at first, and that's what a lot of people don't know. When you get into a relationship, the controlling issues don't show at first. You know what I'm saying? It comes about later on. Once they get to know you, and they probably don't like something about you, but they don't communicate it with you, and they physically try to force you to change. Like that's controlling. You know, you gotta let a person change for themselves. You know, you can't change a person to your liking just because, you know, you don't like this or you don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause all kind of problems every time.
Yeah, and this is your partner, not your child.
Right.
You know,
if you don't like a certain thing about a person, then you got, like I say, the choice is yours at that point. Now you got to make a decision if you want to deal with this person, knowing what the issue you got with them. You got to make the decision if you want to deal with this person or not. You know what I'm saying? So don't go in. I mean, I know you may like a person and you may even love that person, but if you really like and love them, you can't go in and try to strong arm a person into doing something that you want them to do. You know, it ain't gonna work. It may work 1 or 2 times on certain situations, but eventually a person gonna get tired of that. A dog gonna get tired of getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's gonna bite back or it's gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with you, man. You know, in a relationship, you're gonna deal with certain things for so long, but then it's gonna be whooping on you so much that you're gonna be like, hey, I can't take you. You know what I'm saying? So
all right, what about a selfish partner? A person who's trying to see what's in it for them. They want to receive all the time, but they're not putting anything back into the relationship. All right, check to see if you have it open in another window, Bubba and Laverne. See if you have it open in the background. Like on your Facebook. Close it because it's cold.
It's not me.
I don't have it either.
All right, that sounds good. Okay. I see it here.
Okay. You hear me? You hear me, Ray?
I hear you.
All right.
I hear the feedback.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is echoing a little bit.
What was that question again?
Okay, so the question is.
That's on your end.
I'm about to check it. So y'all keep talking. Does a selfish partner affect the relationship?
Of course. You know, if you're selfish and not in a relationship, just life, you know, nothing good gonna come to you. You know, you could be selfish and not know it. You know what I'm saying? It'll take someone to let you know you're selfish. I mean, I've been called selfish in a relationship before, and I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into details, but you know, a selfish person, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you all for self in a relationship, because in a relationship it's two people, you can't be for all for self. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you all for self, then you might well just not be in a relationship with nobody. You just might well just out here freelancing. You know what I'm saying? If you selfish, if you know you selfish. Like
I'm just like you, Bubba. There's a lot of things that I would not get into, you know, because we're on the air. But if you're selfish with certain things, you ain't gonna keep a man no way, because you know a man got to be pleased in all different type of ways.
That's
and
right.
so do a woman have to be pleased. But if you're gonna be selfish with that woman and get to the point where you say, oh, okay, well, you ain't getting nothing tonight. You thinking you're having control over that woman, telling her what she's not gonna get, or just trying to take everything for yourself. That's not even gonna happen in a relationship. You don't even have to worry about that one kicking off. Now, sometimes you might find a woman that like a selfish man, but a real woman, she ain't gonna settle for no selfish man, because a selfish man meaning that you're doing it all for yourself. But in a relationship, that means that you're in that relationship to build together. Now, if a selfish man was to come my way and think that everything gonna revolve around him, no, I already know that's not gonna work, because
Right.
I gotta have mine when I gotta have mine. I gotta have mine. I gotta have ours. It gotta be built together.
Right.
Yeah.
So then my question is, what about the lack of affection? They don't hold you enough. They don't coddle you enough. They don't say I love you enough.
You know, that, like I'm saying, now that's going into an expectation of a person. There's this, like, I feel like you're expecting these different things in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying about expectation. You know, you say, oh, you don't hold me enough, and that person's head, they may be feeling like they doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Then communication. That's when communication comes into play. You know, if you feel like you're not, you know, it's a way to tell a person something too. You know what I'm saying? You got to come out the right way. You can tell a person, oh, you could go to that person and disguise that question another way and say the same thing, like you ain't holding me enough, but say it in a way to where they don't get offended by it, or they don't feel like you taking what they do as not enough. You see what I'm saying? You gotta know how to word and talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, communication.
My opinion to that situation is, if I'm going into that relationship with a man, and if that man ain't holding me from the beginning and giving me that respect from the beginning, you know, you weigh it out to see how long would it take to hold it. Some might be shy, some might be slower than others.
Right.
But you give that man an opportunity to try to start off to see what you get that healing.
Right.
If you don't get it from the beginning or get it there, ain't no use to try to make him hold you later, because he's not gonna do it. Like I say, that's something that you gotta make a man do. You gonna want a man that you ain't got to teach everything. You gonna want a man that gonna bring you some relationship feeling along with you bringing it to him. Because when I went into a relationship, like I say, I was friend with the guy, and I had to see what that guy was all about. If he wasn't holding and hugging me, that was a problem anyway. And if I wasn't holding and hugging him, I'm sure he should have felt the same way. Because when you hold and hug a person, that gives you the motivation to feel stronger for that person. There's some kind of connection within you when you holding that person and you kissing that person on the neck or kissing that person where they need to be kissed. There's a thing that just turns you on about that. And men like to be turned on, along with women like to be turned on. So that's something that you need to start basically from the beginning. If he can't give it to you like that from the beginning, then, you know, you give him a time to work with it, because you might find some shy men.
Right.
But overall, he got to hold you sometime or another. But if he don't, you ain't gonna
Let
really
him
you ain't gonna be able to change him too much.
Or like you say, like I seen somebody write in the comments. They say, that's when you gotta let your expectations be known right up front. You know, if you the type of woman that's expecting that, then you gotta find a way to slide that in there. Don't just say, well, I like for a man to hold me. And, you know what I'm saying? Don't go in like that. You know, you gotta find a way to slide that in there so that man can feel it, so he can get in mind and get like, okay, let me make sure I start doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's communication.
If a man wants you bad enough, you ain't even got to beg him and ask you to hold you.
Exactly.
He gonna do his duty anyway. That's what you call a man. Now that boy, you got to go out there and tell that boy what to do. You got to teach that boy. But sometimes a woman don't want a boy. Sometimes they do. It just varies on that particular woman. But if a man or a woman wants you bad enough, you don't even have to change that because it's gonna automatically come. When he walk in your door, first thing he should be doing is probably kissing you around your neck, giving you a kiss, holding you, hugging you, caressing you. But if he can't do that, that's a problem.
Right.
major problem. So what about if the person is emotionally immature? Like if you go to your mate and you tell them I'm having a bad day, I think I might be depressed. But then y'all get into an argument and he calls you crazy.
Whoa. On my behalf, Bubba, when he get in there calling me crazy, I don't think he mature enough to step in no way. It's time for him to turn on back out. What they said, there's the door. One monkey don't stop that show. You got to hit it, baby.
Okay.
Because if they call you immature and call you crazy, now that goes back to show you that men, you're not supposed to name call your mate. You're not even supposed to call your mate crazy. You're not supposed to call your mate stupid. It varies on how it take place, but you're supposed to treat.
We lost Laverne. We lost your sound.
You muted.
Uh-oh.
She muted.
All right, we lost Laverne's sound, but I'm totally with her until she gets back in. It's saying that Laverne, you got to unmute yourself. All right, she probably has to go out and come back in. Hopefully she'll be right back in a second. Yeah. But I'm so with her on that. You know, sometimes Aretha saying that low emotional IQs are a red flag. Totally. And, you know, when a person's getting to know us, they shouldn't come back and use that against us.
Right.
Anything that we tell them that's emotional or a personal story, something that happened to us in the past, it should never be thrown back on the table in an argument. And that shows that they have a low emotional IQ.
Right. Them a red flag.
So, you know, but that is one of those things where people are emotionally immature.
Like I say, man, we hit on a lot of key factors on that list. You know what I'm saying? All of those things that we talked about, you know, definitely gonna make a relationship end very soon. You know what I'm saying? Way quicker than you would think.
Yeah, I think we got the people some good advice. Laverne, what do you want to leave the people with tonight?
Your volume going down real low on me.
What do you want to leave the people with tonight? Some advice.
I want to leave all my women in order to get a relationship, to keep that relationship like me and Bubba and we discussed, that you got to have that communication, you got to have that dedication, you got to have that commitment. You got to go in a relationship trying to love one another from the start. If you cannot love one another from the start, as I told you earlier, it takes a real good woman to change a no good man. But if you cannot change that no good man, then it's time to let that man go if he cannot give you what you need. Because all the nagging and arguing and the disappointment and all that, it's not worth it in a relationship because there's too many people out getting killed for no reason in a relationship. So as I can say, just try to make your mate happy. Just try to love the one you're with and just do the best you can to make that relationship last forever.
And on that note, we are out.
We out,
Good
y'all.
night.